Okay, this is going to be my Let's Play Folktale series. We are playing the very latest version. It just came out a few days ago. Although it says patch 0.3.22.1, this is actually alpha number 27. And what's unique about this version is it's the very first release where the campaign is actually complete. You can actually play from start to finish. Although they do claim it's in a rough state, not quite polished off, but every other patch before this, had you tried to play, there you would reach a stumbling block where you just couldn't progress any further. Either a character wouldn't be there, an item wouldn't exist, the map wouldn't even exist. So primarily you could only build, and you could only build to a certain point as well, because a lot of the map, despite being open, flat level terrain, you clear it of all trees and rocks and everything, still wouldn't let you build. So you were kind of quite limited in what you could actually accomplish after a few hours of gameplay. So they've fixed the map, they've
Sack the
fixed the
town, men. We're
campaign,
taking the lot.
and
You,
they've
girl, where are
drastically
all the hides
increased
from
what the
this year's
heroes can
trapping
do.
season?
They went to the capital to be sold a week ago.
Listen, woman, I need those hides.
I'm sorry, Kenny. They've all gone.
Grab the grain from the stores. We've a camp full of grumbling bellies to feed.
No, please. Winter will soon be upon us, and without grain, our families will starve.
Oh, be quiet, you wretched whelp.
Now that was actually better. Some of the earlier versions of this, you had to click continue for each line of dialogue.
Take the supplies back to the hideout. You three, take care of the watch.
I hope someday they voice the other
Village lies
bandits.
just ahead.
That would be cool.
So ready to serve. Maybe too late. We shall engage.
Power Slam. It's a AoE. They have a new targeting system now, so you actually have to target your attacks. Also, something new they added is auto leveling. So before, you
Oh,
only...
thank
I'll
you,
tell you
sir.
later.
Thank you. Had you not arrived when you did, we would have lost everything. Praise the holy toast you arrived when you did.
The Holy Toast, everybody.
Kenny is his name. He never did well at fending for his own the hard way. Setting plough and seed, he turned to thievery, the rapscallion. He steals what he needs from whomever he wants with that band of thugs. No good, the lot of them. Kenny was caught trying to steal hides from the market. The watch held him in chains till Mayor Putenberry could decide what was to be done with him. The offenses were so numerous, the mayor had to do something different this time. Kenny was marked as a thief. The scar lets folks know he is not to be trusted.
So wait, is this just any old scar? Because, like, what happens if you're some grizzled old war veteran and you got a scar from a epic sword fight defending the kingdom? Are people not going to trust you then because you got a scar? I mean, a scar doesn't really make much sense unless it's more like a brand, where it's a, symbol that you can't just get from a battle. So, it seems a little bit, logical fallacy there.
Kenny fled town, he did. He was so mad. We thought we'd seen the last of him, but our traps started turning up empty. Shadows in the woods turned up too. Bandits. Old Mayor Putenberry, he's a good man. He sent word for the watch to help us. I only wish you'd arrived sooner. Kenny and his band of brigands took all that we had. There's no food. Our homes barely stand, and Kenny took his revenge on Mayor Putenberry. He's alive, but only just. You should go and talk to him.
I know it's a cutscene and all, but it's kind of creepy watching everyone just stand there not doing anything. They're just standing there. Like that woman right here, she's standing on the workbench looking like she'd be, carving something, but she's just standing off into blank space. So anyways, what I was saying earlier is that before, whenever you leveled up, you would get one ability point, and only one. And so you could only level up one of these abilities ever. Like you could do Strength 4 or Agility 2 or something like that. So that meant that you were pretty unbalanced as you got to higher levels because, well, unless you intentionally spread out your points, usually just put them all in Strength because, hey, this is, this guy feeds off strength, so why not put them all on strength? But then that means agility, vitality, mind, all would stay at 1, even if this guy was like level 10. So now they added so that you still get your 1 ability point, so you can still customize, but they now auto level some of the abilities, so they're a little bit more balanced. And another thing is that the starting gear for heroes is no longer as awesomely, epically overpowered. It's actually more basic. That way, when you actually come across new gear or when you build a blacksmith and start crafting it, you can actually make decent upgrades. Before, you could keep the same starter gear until you started dungeon crawling because there was just nothing that compared. So, I'm going to go with Vitality because I played too many games where I lost this dude. Because it takes
What would you have
quite a
me do?
while before your fighting forces are fit to be able to replenish. So we just picked up some gear. Pressing C to bring up the character sheet. Oh, that looks different. What was it? For I for inventory. All right. So, uh, 8, 8. So this sword is really literally the exact same sword. It's just a different graphic. But this is some armor. So I'm going to right click that to equip that. Cool, we're already upgraded.
Orders received.
Let's talk to Putinberry. Man, this guy's so, I don't know, forgiving. He's like, I'm sure Kenny only wanted to teach me a lesson. Yeah, that's exactly what he wanted to do. Otherwise, he would just straight up kill you. This Kenny guy doesn't seem like too nice of a guy. I don't know. Let's see. I don't even know why I asked, will the village come back? It's like, dude, this village is bad. Anyways, we're gonna resettle the village. Yeah. So one of the first things to do is break everything. These actually contain starter wood, food,
Think with
water,
brisk walking, I'd be in better shape.
as well as sometimes even gear. So it's more useful to break all this stuff first than it is to start sending out your villagers, because by the time they actually start harvesting stuff, you would have already had more stuff gathered from breaking all this stuff. There's not a great deal, but some of it's a bit hidden. Of course, once you break everything, you gotta get your villages started. They've also redone the control scheme, so to make it more RTS friendly. That looks like all of them. Gotta rotate, make sure nothing hidden on the sides though. I've done that before. Okay, so all the enemies come from, well, the bandit attacks, they come from the north, so I usually like to station my guys out there.
Yes, my dear?
Okay, so first we're going to need wood.
Right away. How can I...
We're also going to need stone.
You must place a supply wagon.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's always first step. Without a supply wagon, they can't actually drop off supplies anywhere. You want to get this nice and cozy there because it
Construction
reduces
complete.
travel time, as well as
Something to do? Okay.
later on when you cut down these trees and move these rocks, you want to be able to have more space to build out. So we got stone, we got wood. Wood's very important, and we also need food. So we got berries.
Something to
Now,
do?
since they're going to chop wood, they might as well become a woodcutter, because then, one, they, will automatically chop wood forever, and two, they, get the speed bonus. For the other twos, there's no bonus for
Yes,
berries
dear?
because it's just regular villager. There's no berry picker. I want my career goal to be picking berries. No, but there is for stone, you can get a masonry. Let me see, masonry would be a stonecutter's lodge, also known as a masonry. The best place to put that in the beginning is right here, because this has a near inexhaustible supply of stone. It'll take many gameplay hours to exhaust that supply of stone. But if you look, what it takes, 100 wood. We only have 35, and before we get there, there's quite a number of things we should be building. While stone is important because you need it in building a lot of items, like this herbalist den, weaver's hut, windmill, all require stone. Um, Wood is of a more priority because the peasants burn the wood as firewood. And if they don't have enough firewood, their happiness goes down, and then they get all pissy. So while that's going,
Standing ready.
I want to make sure that these guys are well positioned for when the raid comes. Okay, so we need more people, obviously. So each cottage is supposed to be able to hold 5. 5, that makes our 10, total 10. But why do we only have 6 out of 10? That means population expansion process isn't expanding. That means that we do not have enough happiness, enough resources to get more people. So that's going to have to be our first priority.
All right,
You,
love.
what are you doing? You are now chopping wood. Because this keeps flashing red, as you can see, we keep running out of firewood. And you can check your entire inventory right here. Also pressing I. Look at that, we even got some mead starting off by smashing those barrels. They really help give you some good starting wood, iron. We even have some basic clothes, some gold, a decent amount of stone, berries, but what we don't have too many is firewood. Because firewood is created in the woodcutter's hut. So what it does is that they chop some wood, they get a base output of 20 planks every time it goes through, and so that gets divided. 10 goes to plank for constructing new stuff, and 10 becomes firewood. Now you can actually lash or reward them. Lashing is free, but happiness penalty. You can get away with it if you were to say lower your taxes, increase this past what they need. You can get away for a little bit, but and rewarding can be quite expensive because it's 50 gold per worker, which right now it costs 100, and it doesn't last, a whole long time, only 2 minutes. This is more of a desperation. When you desperate and you don't have the market set up, because the market allows you to just straight up buy just about everything you need. Super useful to get set up. And then of course we have, this is where the gold really gets spent, is either in the market or right here on upgrades. These upgrades though, even though they look like they might be functional, I never actually see them change the bonuses or the output or anything like that here. So this screen I think is not fully functional. Because I've done upgrades in the past and I've definitely seen a noticeable improvement, but this screen always stays the same.
New villagers have arrived.
We did it! So, we finally got our firewood production up high enough that we're now expanding our population. So that's going to put us up to max cap at 10.
How can I help?
Now, what's this down here? Hunting. Cool.
Right away.
Cool thing about hunters is one,
Our village has attracted
supply of
new
meat,
settlers.
which is nice because they go off and start getting meat. But the other thing is that they serve as great early ranged units. They can actually do pretty decent damage, and they will attack spiders and other creatures and whatnot. So they're pretty useful.
Yes, Petal. All right, dear.
I'd like to have a couple of those going. Let's see. So we're still good on berries for now. Now we got 2 woodcutters. We got a lot of planks coming. Let's see if we can get that Stonecutter's Lounge, because you're going to need stone for just about everything later on. See if we can get it like this. Just for style. No? Okay. Do read this. Yeah? Yeah, looks kind of cool. Now, all the free peasants who don't currently have a job will rush over there and start setting that up. So that would be the berry picker and the previous stone cutter. Now, I really like about the hunters is that they actively search out. So when you set them up, they will actively expand how much you have available to you on the map. But you can't actually still view the map itself. So that does kind of suck. Nor can you be able to pre-train. See, it's almost built, yet I can't tell this guy, hey, as soon as this is built, become a stonecutter. You know, that's the kind of polish
Building
that, say,
complete. On
StarCraft
my
has.
way.
So anyways, now we have better stone uh, coming in. However, these stone here will prevent you from building. So it is
Be
a good
right there,
idea to
darling.
get this stuff taken care of, even if you don't really need the resources, because it'll create more space for you to build. For example, you could actually build over berries. You can build over chopped down trees and such, but you can't build over rocks. So with this gone, we'll have plenty of space here for something. We need fishing hut, windmill, and bakery. Okay. What I like to do is, since we have people doing stuff, we're going to build a cottage and get more people so they can do more stuff. Actually, this is a good spot where lots of people come. It'd be good to put something that's very high traffic, such as a tavern, possibly a storehouse. Storehouses are cool because unlike like a supply wagon, you can put them. You have multiple storehouses. They will increase your total storage overall of everything. But also like a supply wagon, people come and get stuff and drop stuff off to them. So, for example, if you had a mine way up here where there's a iron mine, and you notice it was taking just way too long for miners to grab some iron and bring it all the way back to the supply chest wagon. It's just taking too long. You could build a storehouse right next to them, and it'll just immediately go off to the storehouse. And then you can be able to access that. Whatever's in the storehouse, whatever's in the supply wagon, you can access
Sire,
it globally here.
Kenny and his brigands have returned. You
Uh-oh.
must protect
I didn't
us.
place that, did I?
Find me those hides, boys! It's payback
Nope.
time!
Yep. I do not want to do.
Ready
All
for
right.
battle.
Here we go.
They
It is
shall
combat
not
time.
pass.
So, take care of you. And take care of you. They're really easy. Take care of it first.
Ugh, you selfish scum! I need those hides! I shall return with all my men and level this village to the ground! Mark my words!
Now,
Does not simply
in all past versions, that was it. I could just be like, yeah, whatever, and I could spend 20 hours building up until I had an entire army of dudes, and then go take the dungeon at my leisure. However, they've changed it now so that I will continuously receive raids from Kenny and his bandits until I go and take care of them. Got lots of nice. Oh wait, let's see. So that's 4% physical resistance, plus 4 armor, plus 8 armor. That sounds like this is still better. Think so. I'm not the best at math, I will admit. So they're making leather. Now leather is great for when you're crafting items. However, if you're not crafting anything, then the leather really doesn't serve a purpose. There's only a few. I think there's. Is there even a building that requires leather? Yes, the Tailor's Emporium. So that's when you start making clothes, and the marketplace, of course, which is pretty cool. Actually, since that's 50, I'll do it for a little bit longer. But the thing is that when you have leather making, it cuts your meat production in half. So this is flashing red. Firewood. That means that we do not have enough firewood for the number of people we have here.
You called. As you wish.
So, let's see. You're still working on stone. Don't really need you to. Go do fire, because we already have a person up here doing stone. And he's going to be pretty effective. Now this person... Oh. Okay, that's just archers attacking wildlife. What's cool is that the wildlife will keep repopulating itself no matter how many archers you send for it. So it's kind of nice. You don't have to worry about literally stripping the land bare of all wildlife and animals because, you know, your archers no can't quench their thirst for blood. Cool. So, can
Yes,
also actually equip your little guards here too with extra gear. So that can be really helpful when you have, say, an army and you have a blacksmith set up. One time I had this entire map full of everything, right? And I made this gigantic army and I had enough resources I could be able to upgrade them to max, all wearing highest level gear, armor, and everything. And then I was like, okay, now I'm ready to go fight Kenny. And it turned out that because I was careless with Sir Gregory in the beginning, he died, and you can't trigger the quest with regular NPCs. And because of that, it was game over. I had this massive army, and I'm walking all over the place, and it's game over. Because there was no way to bring your heroes back to life. Now there's actually revival mechanics, so that won't happen again. So even if he dies after so many minutes, he'll actually just poof back again. Now, if I were to ally and get Willow, one of the other heroes from the Glade Folk, she actually has a revive ability, so she can be able to bypass that countdown for you. Okay, so we were going to build a house because we want more people. And so you can actually build over trees and it'll cut them down for you. But you don't get the wood from these trees, so it's a little bit wasteful. But hey, when you gotta build, you gotta build. Plus, you can always tell the woodcutters to replant seeds. And they'll use the seed supply that they steadily increase as they chop down stuff, and they can be able to plant new saplings and get new trees. Make that resource infinite as well. But you gotta be careful, because they'll plant those trees within the radius of the hut, which you can kind of see. Oh, we got company.
Busy, busy.
We got company. Wild boars attacking.
Yes, right.
Run,
Building has been
run,
constructed.
run!
Ready for
You are no
duty.
match for them. I like Power Slam because it's actually an AoE attack. Cool. But yeah, so the woodcutter's hut, it has a pretty large range, and if you tell them to go start auto-planting seeds, they'll plant those seeds within this entire range. Now, that's really bad if you have the woodcutter's hut right next to your village, because you'll be trying to build out new buildings and there'll be trees constantly in the way. That works ideally if you build the woodcutter's hut kind of away, where you're not going to be constructing buildings around it. Then yeah, tell them to go to town on planting. Okay, so we got a new cottage. Still waiting for people to come in. Slowly expanding. It's kind of slow, which means that one of these happiness thing isn't too extra happy. Firewood. Okay, we have enough leather, so we can get that market up and running. Market's just really helpful because you can buy whatever you need. Again, I'm going to save this spot for something more high traffic, because peasants don't visit the market. The market's for you, not for them. So you can put the market just about anywhere. But before I put it, let me check, because we do need fishery. Let's see, is this a good spot for fishing?
Settlers have arrived looking for a
Can't
fresh
actually
start.
zoom out when you have a building in hand. Okay. So there is just 2. If we build it over here, they'd have 4 spots, and they could expand the boundary to get there. So, yeah. Let's explore that real quick.
All right,
You
love.
drop your
All
stuff
right,
off.
dear.
You're busy now. Explore. We have new people. Alright, so you... Stone. And by the way, this being able to right click and see that little scholar cap feature is new. They put it in only a couple patches ago. Oh, I do level
Our
up.
town is under attack.
Is it really? Yes, it
At your
is.
command.
Spider Queen. Oh, these
New
guys.
villagers have
These are
arrived.
the ones that really got me last time. Yep, you're poisoned.
Ready.
So you'll die, unfortunately. Decisive victory is great. You wait until they get less than 30%. It's instant death. Otherwise, It's just a really big amount of damage. And
Our
since
village
there's little
has
ones,
attracted new settlers.
there.
For honor!
They also, for this patch, drastically redid AI, so these guys will actually now attack instead of stand there. They would actually stand here while somebody's getting mauled to death just 5 feet away from them because you didn't tell them,
Yes,
hey,
Little.
that person's getting mauled to death,
Right away.
go rescue them. They wouldn't do anything on their own, but now they actually will, which is great. Okay, so we got a
Awaiting
spider
your
den,
command.
All right, dear.
which means going to keep on popping out more spiders, but we gotta wait for this heal up because nice. I love these ability things, making a hero so much stronger. Now all I need, let's see, characters' power points. You know what? I think I might go for that because strength has gotten such a huge increase as before. Before I'm used to everything being level 1. I got way too many people standing around, but
Okay.
I want to take care of the spider's nest first. Because when you attack, usually a spider queen will pop out. Looks like we got this just in time before it respawned. Awesome. And these, the spider nest always contains some kind of epic loot.
Move out.
But I actually haven't found a use for any of the cool gemstones other than to sell them.
Right away.
So you guys will go back there. They got bored of waiting. You send somebody out to do something, they will get bored. Now see, this is what I was talking about. You see, the whole thing's red, but it's flat, level terrain. The only thing in its way is a tree. You'd think, build here, no problem. It's a nice spot, but no. Apparently they still have issues. You're trying to eat,
Something to do?
enjoy your meal? No, you're gonna
Okay.
explore. Potentially die in the process. Now, whenever somebody dies from a job, unless you have auto recruit enabled, they stay dead. That position stays
How
unfilled.
can I help?
And so you have to send a new
Be
villager
right there, darling.
to take up that position. But the problem with auto recruit is that it'll make sure that it's completely full. So if you only want, say, 2 people being hunters, you put auto recruit, it'll set 4. Or worse, let's say you have a tier 2 woodcutter's hut and you can have 8 people there. But if you have auto recruit, it'll put all 8. But let's say,
Right away.
you know, you just wanted tier 2 because of the extra bonuses or because unlock some special recipe or some kind of upgrade or something like that, and you don't actually want all 8 people there. Can't use auto recruit. This is a secondary iron mine. Now this
Be right there,
area
darling.
all used to be unbuildable, and I was reading a patch note. They said that they improved it, so that's why we are exploring right now, because it's much easier to see the difference between green and red if the area is explored and not under fog of war.
All right, dear.
Now you can't actually do, so I held down shift. So like in StarCraft, you could do right click, and it would do both commands. You can't do that yet. They don't have command queue enabled. Because the game plays very much like an RTS game, but you know, with a lot stronger RPG elements included. But because it plays like an RTS game, you know, have an innate desire. You want to be able to move the world around and spin the camera around like it's an RTS game. Same thing with abilities and such. And for a while, you really couldn't. Folktale had essentially its own unique custom control scheme.
Busy?
I think I've explored this quite
Be
well
right
now.
there, darling.
One thing that'd be cool in the future is the ability to build bridges, because you can't cross that ever. But I think the only bridges they're allowing you to build are the ones in Editor. Okay, 2 more little spots.
Okay.
Now, again, unlike StarCraft, once you explore something, it's always visible. You remove the fog of war permanently, unlike StarCraft, where you have to continuously keep a unit there, or you lose your sight advantage.
Musical statues.
Yeah, it's pretty good exploration-wise.
All right, dear.
I shouldn't have any problems seeing if it'll let me build something. You can kind of see if an area is not quite completely explored, if it still has a bit of that grayish
Right away.
tinge to it. Okay. That looks good. Now this could become a spider's nest again in the future, randomly, sending out raids. Unfortunately, you can't permanently stop them except by building over them. So you can actually build
Busy, busy.
like walls that run through them, and they'll actually permanently remove the stumps. But as long as the stumps exist, eventually they'll be uh, they'll become spider nest again. Somebody singing? Huh. Anyways, now with all this new terrain, let's see. Nope, still says we can't build a fisher hut there. What about over here? See, this is like perfect terrain. You'd think, yeah, build a fisher's hut, no problem. There's no rocks there. I thought I saw it flash green for a second. See, this is a big major problem I ran into, is that I couldn't build anything anywhere because despite this area having, no rocks, flat area, it was just the game wasn't set to allow you to build anything. And I see that they still have some rough edges on that because you still can't build a majority of this area. And very quickly, I'll show you. See how the river kind of closes off this area? So this land here is closed off by the river on the right. And then up here, it's closed off by the mountains up top. And then on the left, it's closed off, very far left. You can get, it's actually closed off with rocks. So while you can walk through it, you can't build it because these are rocks that you can't remove, ever. And then down here is a beach, which again, you can't really build down here.
Villagers are packing their bags and leaving.
We ran out of food. That's right, because the raw meat, nobody eats raw meat. They eat meat pies.
Right away.
So,
Yes, Petal.
Huh?
Be right
go back to
there,
foraging while I figure out this. I really wanted to build this here because look, this is perfect. There's like 4 fishies there. What about... Yeah, but then it's out of range and you gotta get expanded boundary to make it work. Let me see if I can grab somebody to do a little more exploring. This campaign
All right, my love. All right, dear.
is rather slow paced. It's not like maybe a time campaign or StarCraft or something like that. It's rather slow paced, so you can essentially spend hours just figuring stuff out, trying to get situated, built up, and the raids are pretty
Okay.
timid in the beginning. And even then, the raids don't actually start to ramp up until you start exploring. They're not time-based. So even if you lost almost every single villager you had because they were unhappy, you could get every single one back in a short period of time just by getting the resources again, as long as you have the cottages available. Okay, so that's a little bit more exploration done. We'll have her finish up off there. Now what about my fishing hut? I want to get it where I can get all 4 of these spots, preferably. That's 2. What about up here? See, when you're trying to expand from the initial starting area, it's very difficult. And the thing is that there's no way to remove these rocks later on at all. No upgrades, no special powers,
Another
nothing.
villager has abandoned our town.
So if you run out of space to build stuff, your only choice is to start destroying buildings to make room for different buildings. Building roulette. Damn. You know, there's nothing here. Yes, there's a rock, like right here, but I can't, there's no way to around that rock, around this rock. It's almost like the map's built just to tease you. What about up here? Again, that's the problem that, like again, StarCraft, you know, their maps are quite well designed in that there's as much build area as you could almost possibly want, unless it's a particularly compact map. But there's only one map here
New
for
settlers
the
have arrived.
campaign, and it's just really limited. Some more fishing spots. Doesn't really matter how far away the fishing hut is, because I could always build a store hut. I mean, a storehouse nearby to make up for it for the distance. But I gotta get a good spot where the efficiency is good. I'm pretty sure. Okay, now that's weird. See, you got one corner is over stone, which shouldn't be allowed. Another corner is over water, which shouldn't be allowed. This map could still use a lot of tweaking and polishing to be good, but this is the only spot where I can get 3 fishing spots, it looks like.
Settlers have arrived looking for a fresh start.
Now, the cool thing about that is salmon will be turned into edible salmon steaks. Unlike the meat that's piling up here, I need to build this, the butchery. Now they turn it into meat pies. Now you would think, because the meat pies is meat and bread, that you would need flour, you would need windmill and everything like that, because you also have a bakery here. So you would think that a meat pie would be an even higher level food item because it combines meat and bread. But no,
Building completed.
the meat pie ranks lower than the bakery because you need windmill and you need the farm around the windmill to make the bakery work. So a little backwards there. Anyways, getting a butchery up, even though it's not required, getting one up now will help convert all that meat into meat pies, uh, drastically assisting with the current meat shortage. So we want this to be somewhat close because the NPC is going to go from, the butcher's going to go from the meat place, walk over to the supply wagon, and walk back and forth. Also, it's good to put him nearby the hunting lodge because sometimes they might be able to grab meat straight from the lodge. Anyways, our fishing hut's set up. So all these people don't have careers.
Construction completed.
So you're going to be fishers. Okay, so that's, now that I have that set up, I'm going to go ahead with Marketplace right here. Is there something else that could go here that's better? You know, I can always tear it down and replace it because it is a pretty prime retail spot, but you want to be able to get to the Marketplace easily because you want to click on that and buy. Now up here shows us a running tally of how much we have for resources. Basic clothing, which until they hit a certain, where is it? It's over here. Culture, until they hit a certain culture number, they don't actually need basic clothing. Bread.
Building completed.
Meat pies. Salmon steaks, which can be eaten straight. Carrots. And meat. But the thing is that there's also berries. There's, I think that's the main other thing. So here, the marketplace, you can be able to buy everything. Now, right now, this whole demand thing is only partially implemented. If you start buying a bunch of stuff right away, this demand spikes up and it's supposed to increase prices. Come back a little bit later though, and it'll be right back to where it was. And it never goes, you know, the only way it goes lower is if you start selling a bunch of stuff. So for example, if I wanted to, I could sell all the clothes I have now because I don't need them if I was super strapped for cash. By the way, the marketplace is the only place you can buy magic essence. You can't craft it, you can't get it from mobs. You can only buy it, and it's needed for all the tier 2 and up gear. But with the marketplace in stock, I can now buy and sell whatever I need. It's pretty helpful. Oh, yes, this is a cool idea, not fully implemented, but you can be able to do this, and it will create a spider bounty where you get gold for killing spiders. The reason I say it's not complete is that it's only spiders. The upgrade does nothing. The text is just generic text that shows up on everything. Marketplace has no workers, has no actual research. It's just the bounties, which is a cool program. but it's not fully implemented. Now, we need somebody for a butchery. You are going to be
My pleasure.
Beaverhouse. Oskari Beaverhouse is now our butcher. So here he goes. See? If you put him right next to the Hunter's Lodge, because what the hunters do is they bring the meat back to the lodge first. They don't take the meat straight to the supply wagon, they take it to the lodge. And then from the lodge to the supply wagon after it's been processed. So if you put a butchery right next to the hunter's lodge, then he will come to the lodge and grab that meat before it's gone to the supply wagon, if there's any sitting there. If not, then he will go over. Now, if that says 1 out of 4, that means one of my hunters died. So, I like this redhead. So, you are going to be another hunter. A huntress. How much? We have 123. That seems like a lot. Because that only needs 50. That only needed 50, but it's done. And we don't actually have any more anything set up yet for crafting, so it's just not gonna do much good. The thing is, once you have iron mines going, the Metal Gears Metal Gear is usually much better in stats anyways. The only people who can really benefit from leather is archers anyways, but you can get ballistas later on who
My
use
lord.
crossbows. Cool, so now we get money for spiders. And the ballistas can just if you upgrade them fully with all the gear you can craft, they can one-shot kill most mobs. It's kind of ridiculous. So now we got our meat pies coming, which is going to make our food go up high. Now this is a new feature for Alpha 27, is that you can be able to see in real time how much food you have. Firewood, you know, your basic needs. You can see if you have enough extra where you could be able to do a double bonus or a quadruple bonus, which drastically increases your happiness as long as you can keep it up. Of course, more people means more food, means it's really hard to keep it up for long term. By the way, these are part of health and power potions, but you need the herbalist den set up to make use of them. Okay, now the next thing is the windmill, is what they want, so we can get the farm going. Now the windmill, you see this range here, you want to make sure that within this border it is as clear as possible for building, because you have to build the farms surrounding the windmill in this circular pattern. And if you build the windmill in a place where the windmill can be built, but it's surrounded by rocks and just random, you know, for some reason you can't build here stuff, then your windmill will be non-operational because you won't be able to build the farms to actually support the windmill. So I usually build it around here, or at least to the left in this area. This might be, you want to make sure that it's not, you know, houses. These type of trees, these type of bushes, okay. These rocks can be bad. These rocks you can actually believe you can harvest. Spider stem is bad because you can't build on the spider stem. You have to build through with walls and such. In fact, let me see if we can do that real quick. See? There you go. I just took care of 2 spider stands permanently. Yeah, wait, I'm coming out here to build something. Wait, there's... What? But there's nothing here. I could have swore there was like the 2 towers. They're gone. Whoa. So yeah, that's a nice little trick. I actually discovered it accidentally when I was building walls out. So... This is... I guess about so-so. It's not perfect, but it's really hard to get perfect on this map. Now that is done, see, you can start building the farms. Villagers start wanting basic clothing because my culture's going up, because I'm building stuff. These farms
building
you
has been
want
constructed.
rather close and numerous. They're pretty cheap to actually build,
Move along.
Construction complete.
but you can build them all at once if you wanted to, and then kind of leave them because they don't get utilized unless you tell them what crop to grow.
Building completed.
See, this is neither wheat nor carrots. It's nothing. Each one is
A
25
building
wood,
has been constructed.
so it is a bit, there's a lot of wood involved when you build so many at once. But by building so many, you also essentially
Construction
plan out
completed.
the space that's needed. You might be able to fit another
Building completed.
there because you saw the boundary. But to build one here, I'd have to tear down the cottage hut. Might be able to get away with one up here. No,
Construction completed.
it's starting to do that weird thing. There we go. Get one down here. Now these are plenty of farms. In fact, you would need a fully upgraded windmill to have a hope of actually harvesting from this many farms.
A building
But
has been constructed.
this will essentially
Construction completed.
lay out my entire plan. So everything's laid out and easy to expand. Not by adding more farms, but just by essentially bringing more farms online. Because some of these farms,
The enemy is in our village.
enemy.
Building completed.
At your command.
Busy.
A building has been constructed.
Unfortunately, rangers are a bit dumb
Standing
when it
firm.
comes to taking on an enemy that clearly outclasses them. They will just
Nothing to
basically
see.
stand and fight to the death. And that's bad because if you don't find them quick enough, you can't
New villagers
save
have
them.
arrived.
But as long as your village is happy, you'll have a new replacement for your silly hunter within like seconds, actually, if you're at max happiness. So that's pretty cool. Got two there, two there. Yeah, can't do more than there because there's the houses. This might be able to work. Cool.
Ready for duty.
He said duty. But see, this one is like a slight incline, and so you can't terraform it to move it down at all. And this one has a big ass rock in the way. This one is apparently available. Now, another reason I'm making so
Construction
many
completed.
fields is
Marauders
because
are ransacking our village.
what?
You call.
Okay.
These aren't marauders. Run away! Oh gosh, I'm
Ready
gonna
to
die.
serve. You're looking at me. Standing
Just
ready.
just stay here because I had to like keep sending people there apparently.
Something to do?
Anyways,
Building completed. New
with
settlers have arrived.
wheat
On my
and
way.
carrots and max this out so you actually have enough farmers here. Because you have a max of 12 farmers. This might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm not very good at counting, am I? So I got 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. 13, huh? You know, maybe I don't need this one. Keep it slightly symmetrical. Eh? To only have 12 farmers at once. You could build multiple windmills, but... So we are going to actually use auto-recruit for this because of just how many people we need. So, wheat, 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 wheat. And we'll focus on wheat for now, but then later on we'll do... Actually, we could technically do them all now. This would be... Wait. So we had wheat, 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 carrot, 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 carrot. And then these 4, I believe, be... because you can get so much crazy amounts of wheat, we'll split it up evenly. There we go. It's half wheat, half carrots now. And we need so many people, we're
Our
going to upgrade
culture
it.
needs to advance if we want to do that.
Well, it's 183, so our culture is almost advanced enough to upgrade to step 2. So I got a windmill, we got that. Now let's get our bakery set up so we can actually utilize the wheat. Again, you kind of want the bakery somewhat close by because the bakers can go here to get the flour um, faster sometimes than the supply. But what I like to do is kind of do like a 50-50. So as you can see, it's in between the windmill and the supply wagon. So depending on which has resources, the baker can choose. Now we do not have enough people for all this, so we need more people. We just don't have enough workers for our ambitious plans. Eventually, you get enough people, you want to auto-recruit everything.
Ready
Just
for
about.
battle.
Herbalists, they never die. You only need like one, usually. Now over here are new enemies. But I'm kind of waiting for all that to happen, so let's go take them on. You dare interrupt me while I can... Okay, so he
A
speaks in
building has
third
been
person.
constructed.
So all I did is just be like, hey, what's up? And that's enough to declare
To
war.
victory.
Yes, literally, war. So I'm going to use my... Hurt everybody at once. Use this. And these very stupid, dumb, whatever, the minotaurs or whatever, are now dead. And the reason I call them so dumb is because they literally attacked without provocation. All I did was, hey, we're your new neighbors. How's it going? And they were like, death! Must kill you! We lost no people. Cool. Because I can't recover anybody I lose right now. Cool, bakery's done, new cottage done. I don't actually have the people yet though.
All right, dear.
This right here is their base. As you can see, they're kind of waiting in standby. Now that I've started their story plot, they will begin sending raids.
Settlers have arrived looking
Sweet.
for a fresh start.
So you people are going to... Actually, I don't need that many people right now. Just need 2.
Really?
Butchery. How's the butchery coming? Butchery's overwhelmed. And the reason I say
On my
butchery's
way.
overwhelmed is because we have 220 raw meat, but only 57 meat pies. Like, there should be more meat pies than meat, raw meats. Otherwise, it means it's overwhelmed. There's not enough workers there.
Our village has attracted new settlers.
It's probably because we are doing full speed ahead by not making leather. Okay, so how are we coming? We attracted new.
Busy, busy,
Okay.
busy.
We're going to
Yes, my dear.
1, go cut
Okay.
stone.
Yep.
Another. Where are we at? Probably afford to do. There's only 1. It means a woodcutter died. It's not good. If you don't get enough of that firewood, pretty soon everything becomes chaos. Okay, so we got plenty of farming going along. Wheat's already being harvested. Wheat grows really fast. Carrots, not so much. As you can see now with so many food options. Uh-oh. Clothing is now considered a need. See how there's this bar is now filled up? That means I need to start making more clothing. That means I've passed my 200 culture. But that means I can also upgrade this.
Not enough planks.
If I had enough planks, yes. Well, that's what my marketplace is for. Planks. I want 100. Buy. Really great when you have just so much gold. You're not really doing much with it.
Not enough stone blocks.
You just come over here and buy what you need. See, look, even though demand goes up, this ×1 remains unchanged, so you could actually just keep buying, and it's not actually going to increase the prices on you. But I imagine, looking at how it's set up, that will not be the same forever. Also, upgrading to the next tier is instantaneous. It's no construction process. Yes, I understand. Culture's getting up. We've completed all the first main quests. These guys are kind of here in case they decide to launch a raid. This is a spider's nest that could be launching. Oops.
And so to battle.
Where'd you come from? Where'd you come from? Hmm? We are going to use our decisive victory for how much damage it costs. Come on. Cool.
Busy, busy, busy.
So, eventually I like to
Our
make
town
walls.
is under attack.
Really? Where?
Awaiting
Uh-oh.
your command.
Run! Seriously. You too.
What now?
You guys are no match for a Spider Queen.
Who
You
wants
will just
some?
die and then I gotta replace you, which is kind of annoying.
New settlers have arrived.
Level up. Cool. Let's see. I'm gonna go with, you're surviving pretty decent, so I'm gonna go with mine so I keep having more points for
My lord.
power. Now you can move your
Double time.
career people out of dangers, out of harm's way temporarily. Tell them just run the hell away, right? And what will happen is they'll run over, then you leave them alone, and they'll go back to doing what they were doing. It's kind of helpful.
Right away.
So as you can see, I'm having to ration clothing because I have no clothes. That little stack of 30 I had is gone. So with the money I have, because if you don't do this, your culture will start to fade, which isn't very fun. I'm going to buy clothes. Yes, that costs me a lot, but you don't really need gold to build buildings. Weaver's Hut needs more stone. Means I'm not cutting enough stone. Oh shit, we only have one dude who's free. That means you can't use your final villager because who will build the buildings? No one. No one's gonna put down their axe or their tools or whatever and be like, I'm gonna go build a building. I haven't noticed any problems by putting cottages far, far away. Mostly you just gotta, consider like things like the butchery, bakery, windmill, that kind of stuff. So this is only 6 out of 8. We definitely have a population shortage, but we're also having, that's not good. Well, actually, no, it's gonna be stagnant because we've hit our cap. As long as your overall happiness is positive and your cap has not been hit, you should be able to grow people. Grow people. This is not the Matrix. We're gonna lower taxes for now to literally 0, because we have money for now for little basic stuff, and right now we need more people. If only one dude, it's gonna take a little bit to build. But as you can see, I haven't actually done any of the quests. I've just been focused on building. And that's really a lot of what happens, is because, yes, I have these quests. Yes, there's, these dudes over here. Way over here is another quest line somewhere
completed.
over here. Like this map has 4 different areas. There's an area to the north, which is the caves with the bandit hideout. The area to the west, which is the glades. The area to the southeast, which is the crypts, catacombs. See if I can find you that. There it is. So there's this too, and you can see right here that means that you can be able to send a hero there to start a quest line. So there's now stuff to do, but the problem is that if you focus too much on the quest and you ignore your village here, you won't have anything to come back to. The other thing is that, again, if you ignore your village, if you lose some of your guys, or if you come across a situation where the enemy's too strong, or
New
there's too
villagers have
many
arrived.
enemies, for example, once you lose your 2 little guards here, you can't replace them unless you have built the military barracks. And the barracks is kind of expensive to build, and you need a ample
Your
supply
orders.
The
of...
enemy is in our village.
Crops get to work.
Come on.
I
I
stand ready.
have to take out that nest. It's getting annoying.
Come to daddy.
Taunt. Let me see, will that guy survive?
Harvest time.
Nope. The poison
What would
killed
you have
him.
me do?
But this is set to auto recruit, so I don't have to go back and really
For
worry
honor
much. But the thing
and
is, if you lose your guards
glory.
here, you can't replace them without building a barracks. And building a barracks is kind of complicated, and you need ample free people, free bodies as well. You can't just build a ton of cottages and suddenly have a bunch of, bodies available, because
Settlers
they'll
have
have
arrived
needs
looking
and
for a
wants and
fresh
desires, and you won't have the infrastructure set up. Also, you won't be able to upgrade your guys. So if you want to be able to,
Okay.
push through and make sure you can
Today
actually kick
you
ass,
die horribly.
where you don't want your ass being the one that gets kicked, but you do the ass kicking, then you really have to build up a quite sizable, quite well situated base, or you won't be able to. Because even these spider queens, like one of the games I lost my hero, was because he had to fight 3 spider
We've
queens
lost a building.
simultaneously. Oh shit.
Your orders.
Just kill it. It killed one of my guards. See?
Be right there,
Quick
darling.
march.
Killed a guard. This
Something
guard's
to do?
poisoned, so you stay and
One
keep
of our
killing.
buildings has crumbled.
See? Not so
Our
good.
village has attracted new settlers.
Put on iron skin, increases defense.
Forward.
Building has been destroyed.
Man. You guys are pretty vicious. You are not doing enough damage to be useful, so you come back
Ready for
and
battle.
help.
Attack.
Taunt. Now I can do power slam. And then just slowly wear them down. Now see, I lost a guard, and I have no way of getting them back right now. I'm not bringing in many resources still.
I stand ready.
So yeah, if you just run headfirst into dungeons and quests and stuff right away, you're gonna struggle more with the later game. Now, since we had so many farms, we're not actually hurt too much. We can keep going business as usual. We are not getting enough stone. We have people not doing anything.
All right, dear.
You know what? We need stone's a important resource for continuing to build more buildings. So we're gonna put auto recruit on for that.
Move along.
Okay. So that's done. Oh
What would you
snap!
have me do?
Yeah, another. By the way, the spider queens, if they go to one of these hollows, they can re-inhabit a hollow. So you definitely want to keep them out. Kind of have to be capable of building it. It has to be built. So you can't just put it down and be like, gone. You actually have to be able to find a way to build this through it. And if there's too many obstacles, then you can't build it. which means you can't get rid of the nest permanently. Then I would have to build around the nest.
You
Damn.
call.
Well then, see? They're gonna keep sending spiders out over and over again until they inhabit that nest. Now there is one benefit, is that I'm leveling up my guy. Every spider queen I kill, I get a little bit of experience, which is not visible, I guess. Reinforcements. Now that's new. That is
Ready.
very new.
Busy, busy, busy.
Well, cool.
At the ready.
That is definitely not.
My lord.
Oh man, I lost my other dude too.
For honor and glory.
I gotta be careful because Sir Gregory being able to take on a
We
single
shall
spider queen
engage.
one-on-one is about his limit. Unless he's epically equipped. So I'm actually just
Tis an
basically
honor.
exploring. So because there's a spider den there, it's gonna keep sending a queen to put a spider den here, and when both of them are active, they can both send spider raids and cause some damage. The spiders won't go around destroying buildings, but they'll go around and basically kill
As you wish.
everyone. Very annoying. These guys have such limited range of sight. Just basically exploring. Okay,
Onward.
we go over there. Now, where do we need? So we got good stone. We're gonna need an iron mine soon. But first, we need clothes, which is a weaver's hut. And see, I couldn't actually build a weaver's hut earlier because of the fact that I had run out of stone. That's why I put the stone to auto recruit. This is good. So we have 3 people left, which means 2 of them can take on jobs. We have our windmill is full, our stonecutter's lodge is full. We should be doing pretty good for food. We'd be doing better than that for food, you know? So we got really good variety of food too. I thought we'd be doing better. We still even have berries? That means we got some people out there harvesting berries still, I wonder? Auto recruit can take. Yep, look, there's somebody harvesting berries. Auto recruit can remove somebody from berry harvesting duty.
A building has been constructed.
Now, since we have so much food and resources, I'm gonna wager we can get away with even more people. Now, another way you can recruit is
Busy, busy,
by coming in
busy.
here and using this. So that's 3 ways. You can do auto recruit. You can come here and select people here, and this tells you their efficiency level. New people start off at 50%. If they've been here for a while, they'll eventually hit to 100% as long as they're not standing around doing nothing. Plus, you can also, click, select,
Well, I need my tools.
and of course, you can be able to click up here too. So I guess that's 4 ways to recruit. Much better. The old days only had 1. Okay, so we have her there. She's standing and doing nothing because she needs cotton fields. Try to make some space.
Construction completed.
I know it's infringing on the farm a little. Well, actually, we don't really want to infringe on the farm because we have. This will be close and still close to here. We'll infringe on your hunting territory a little bit. Whoa, what is this?
A building has been constructed.
That's different.
At your command.
Well, then I guess we have. Yeah, no.
How can I help? All right, my love.
You're coming,
All
you're
right,
coming.
dear.
Oh, so you can't
Yes,
double
my dear?
select double click and get all units at
Ready
the
to
same type
obey
yet.
an order.
So still missing a lot of common
Ready to
RTS
serve.
stuff.
Come to daddy.
Our village is under attack.
Attack!
Okay, cool.
New villagers have arrived.
At
Now what you can
once.
do is you can do the macros. So I selected all of them, Control 1, so now I can just
Standing
press 1 and
firm.
get them back. So that's something that's there. But one thing is escape. You can't escape to deselect. That's why you keep seeing me
Building
bringing up
complete.
the pause menu over and over, because I'm used to being able to, you know, deselect in other RTS games with escape. Can't do that. You actually have to left click, empty space. So that's again another thing that's kind of unique to this. Okay, so you are standing there
All right, my love.
doing nothing. Oh, because you helped build this.
Marauders are
Well,
ransacking
why
our
don't
village.
you go become...
Awaiting your
snap.
command.
Spiders are becoming more aggressive. Can't really save you, dude.
Ta-ta.
You're gonna die anyways.
Ready for duty.
Because all the spiders poison them. We're gonna have to probably start building walls. The walls will auto-kill stuff.
Ready to serve.
New
Well,
settlers
then
have
eat
arrived.
monsters. Really?
With
Be right
honor.
there.
Sometimes they're useless. Okay. I don't like breaking them up into smaller groups because one or two of them is so weak on their own. They're not exactly worth it. And they'll just die if they get overwhelmed by anything more than a couple spiders. That's why,
Standing
see?
ready.
Spider Queen ended up retaking that.
Tally-ho.
Have to take that down.
Time to die.
So I like it. It's been getting more engaging with all the different
Your
updates. And this is just, you know, right now I'm doing city building. I'm not even doing any of the questing really.
At the ready.
There's the Spider Queen. And now you can actually get power and MP potions. I mean, HP MP potions, but you need a herbalist den set up, and you have to manually harvest the herbs needed.
Heading out.
Cool. Well, that nest is taken care of, but everyone's
Mine is to
kind of,
obey.
you know, weak. So, how are we coming with clothes? Bad. Really bad. Weaver's Hut. You need more people,
All
clearly.
right, dear.
So we have cotton. And only one bolt of cotton. So that means that we are not producing cotton fast enough. By the way, next upgrade level is 500 culture. Okay. You see I'm not messing with the upgrades much. They're really expensive on gold, and they only help out a little bit, most of them. It's more effective to just go to the next tier and bring in more people than it is to do pay money for these upgrades, because they only help out a little bit. For now. Hopefully someday that'll be changed. Okay, let's check out how things are going. So, we got our salmon. Cool. Got carrots. Got tons of bread. Good amount of meat pies. We got way more meat pies than raw meat, which means that we got plenty of butchers. And so far, we have enough hunters to keep the raw meat supplied. Got tons of berries. These are drops from the enemy. Flour. Now this is too much flour for how much bread we have. That means that there's not enough bakers. But we also have 696 bread, so I mean, like, if I'm going for efficiency,
Be
yeah,
right there, darling.
I should add another baker to keep up with the influx of massive amounts of flour. Okay, since I have so much, I should be able to double food for now. People are upset about taxes? Ugh. Because now mead is now a problem. Where culture is growing too fast. So we're gonna have them. Let me see. Is that doing anything? No? Damn. Wait, there we go, there we go. Now it's doing something. Overall happiness -1,
Our
not good.
town is under attack.
Damn. Okay, we're gonna increase that.
You called.
Yes, my dear.
Standing firm.
Okay, that sucked because that was
How can
you.
Ready for duty, sir.
Yeah, that was our tailor. Damn. Now I gotta wait for population to increase, but happiness is down. Actually having plenty of bolts of cotton, so we're gonna have to use some of our gold to essentially squeak by. Gonna buy both mead and clothes in the hopes that we can make it just happy enough, just long enough to be able to recruit somebody. Damn, I'm gonna have to fire somebody and then hire them. Sorry, you are fired. But now you have been
Right
hired.
away.
So yeah, it can get a little challenging sometimes. That's nice. Used to not be challenging. Used to be real ridiculously easy. Let's see if we can get a wall going over here to help with these raids. Do. What? Yeah. Cool. Now that's a wall. Now one thing that's cool about the walls is that as soon as they're built, you can actually immediately put crossbows on the towers and they will auto kill everything because there's no way the enemy can retaliate at the moment. It's literally just a death trap for the enemy. So now they're all gonna just die. That'll severely hamper their raids. Because I gotta protect, especially this part down here.
Our village is under attack.
Why? Oh, she went out there to build the wall.
Your orders.
We need to help out. Peasants need to be able to get access to both sides of the wall to be able to build it in a proper amount of time. I have no peasants.
Marauders are
That's not
ransacking
good.
our village.
Ready to serve.
Let's just go in here and
Double
take out
time.
these
On
guys.
yourself.
Something to do?
Careful with that. You might hurt yourself. They gave me this pointy thing in training, and I still don't know what it
That
does.
was a massacre. Oh wow. It was definitely a massacre. I sweep the floor with these guys. Damn.
All right, dear.
Orders received.
Now I'm level 5.
Forward.
Okay.
Today you die horribly.
I always thought that was a fun little thing. Clear.
They shall not pass.
There we go. Little shield bash with a little stun effect.
At once.
And take out these spiders.
Be right there,
For
darling.
honor. claw you.
All right. So that's definitely going to help for a little while.
By your leave.
That's going to keep stuff out, and there's nothing to attack us for now. But our happiness has gone really down, and people are pissed about the mead. They want their booze. That is a problem, because we are out of people. We're out of people. We have no people left. Alright, what's something that's bloated? The meal. Alright. So, we have so many. We can actually fire everybody from the mill, get this wall finished, and work on getting the mead set up. Now, the actual monastery can be built somewhat far away, but it is a good idea to have the actual tavern be close by because people don't want to have to go too far for it. So I like to build the tavern nice and close. Because people like it to be easy to get their buzz on. Very easy
Nothing
to
to see
explore.
here.
Okay, so we're getting our wall finished. Perfect, our wall is now done. We can even make a gatehouse if we want. That way, people can now go in and out of the gates. And you can be able to close this by left click. You can actually press this weird icon here. It doesn't look like a gate at all, but you'll be able to close it and open it that way. It's cool. That should go quite a ways towards
Construction
protecting.
completed.
Now the tavern's open. That's going to make people quite happy. The tavern takes barrels of mead and makes it into cups of mead. So,
My lord.
I had,
All right, dear.
that's right, there's a little, I think there's a
Quick
little vent up
march.
here.
The ground here looks recently disturbed.
A zombie!
The enemy is in our village.
It is a zombie. Shouldn't dead stay dead? It's a zombie.
Mine is to obey.
Now, is that the only enemy? Yeah, it was. Okay, cool. So that's all now explored out. So let's see if we can get a fit a monastery up here. Now we want to make check. So there's green, cool, green, green, cool, because we want to build it far back. No, actually, we want to build it close up so to reduce travel distance, and then make sure that there's green behind it because we need to be able to build these. What's this?
Move along.
Our village is under attack.
Let's see.
At once.
What's this?
Building completed.
It's a raid.
Forward.
We've lost a building.
Uh-oh.
And
A
so
building
Stop
has
this
been
dude.
constructed.
Stop him.
Raiding brawl.
Mother. Okay.
Who
I
wants
need to
some?
put another wall down there.
Building completed.
Now, since meat is so important, monastery is going to go to auto recruit.
Marauders are ransacking our village.
At your command.
Okay. See, can't be everywhere at once. So, let's see. Resources are too low to effectively Man,
On
we
my
need more
way.
people.
Construction completed.
Okay, so we got all the bee yards built. We got a full set of monks.
I stand ready.
Villagers are leaving.
Damn it.
I ate monsters like you for breakfast. All right, dear.
To victory!
We are launching a full-scale raid on the bandits right now. We don't have the resources to erect proper walls. Did I just say that right? 700? Wow.
As you
Right away.
wish.
I could just buy the proper resources now. Jeez. Level 5 is a good level for having Gregory go out and do these kind of combat missions for you. Let's just get pumpkins. Interesting. Well,
Okay.
those are definitely not fully
They shall
implemented
not pass!
because there's no way to actually get them other than however I just got them just now. But that's cool. Let's see. So that's where we gotta go.
Be right there, darling.
Tis an
But I'm
honor.
making sure that all this is actually free.
Tally ho!
Bad guys. So I can get some relative safety, you know? Like, I'll remove the imminent immediate threat. Let's see. So we got meat is being produced. Cool. We got 16 barrels. Let's see how many clothes do we got. 122. Then we can lift our rationing. How are we doing for food? Ridiculously high amount of food. So we can keep that up. What is this?
Ready for battle!
All right, dear.
Oh man, look at that. Spiders re-inhabited that place already. We're gonna have to. Let's see. How's our civics? Are we expand? No, we're not expanding. Darn. We don't have anybody here, huh?
Training this person will leave you without any peasants.
That is
What
not
would you
good.
have me do?
Okay, so you guys stay there. Okay. We need people. We need people. How's happiness coming? Good. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Let's see. Meat is steadily rising.
Our village has attracted new settlers.
Finally. Got our clothing just barely satisfied. So now we can get our tailor going.
Settlers
How
have
many
arrived
bolts?
looking for
We
a
have a lot
fresh
of bolts,
start.
so we'll do
Ta-ta.
2 tailors to work through the backlog of all the bolts of cotton we have.
Awaiting your
Might have
command!
enough for some more walls. I don't mind putting walls over here because, as you can see, it's just so cramped. There's not a whole lot of space for actually building anything.
Your wish?
Okay.
You can actually have multiple sometimes. Yeah, they have to be opposite though.
Ready for duty!
So that'll help with
Mine
that
is to
spider's
obey.
nest. It'll keep it from getting too big.
Come to daddy!
Since we tried to eliminate it, but it did not work. It is a constant source of some loot, and you can turn the
As
spider
you
web into
command.
silk, but at this stage, it's not really useful. I'd rather just not have to deal with spiders. But this will make any enemy who wants to attack now, because they can't go over this terrain here, they have to either go through the front doors, which I can close at any time, or they have to come all the way up around here, which buys me time to get there. Now, enemies down here I haven't gotten to yet because this area can be built upon, and I actually do want to build upon it. Actually thinking about putting a second woodcutter's hut down here. The reason for that being, I'm going to tell them, hey, this area is open and fertile, and you can plant as many trees as you want. But this prime real estate area right here, I'm going to put something else. Let's see. Slider Tavern, Victory. We'll either do a house then. Or storehouse or actual cottage.
A building has been constructed.
And you're going to be auto recruits. Because we need a lot of wood. And you're going to have a longer travel distance to get there.
Standing ready. Onward.
Right away.
Okay, let's see. 492 flour. That means we don't really need to restart the windmill yet. We have over 1,000 bread, so we're still good. Let's check our mead. Is doing great.
Building completed.
I don't want this growing too much. Let's check. Okay, so that means not enough firewood because I just destroyed the place. Yep, but we can be able to recoup our mead.
I stand ready.
Double time.
I'm gonna knock out this nest down here. We'll buy us
To
some time.
victory.
Ooh, this one is definitely full.
New villagers have arrived.
Onward to victory and me.
A disease is broken out. Oh no, that's not good. I don't actually have any herbal remedies set up
New
or anything
settlers
like
have
that.
arrived.
That's not good.
My lord.
You can kill people. Oh, I know what the next thing to build is that's the herbalist den. There.
Be right
That's
there,
Our
darling.
village
buy
has
us a little
attracted new
time.
settlers.
Ready for duty.
Now it looks like people are getting happy again. We finally hit our population cap once more. Got 8 free people. That's good. Mead is now back to where it needs to be. Cool. We're still going kind of crazy on food, but we kind of have a lot of food to go crazy on. Manky rabbit's foot, huh? So that is good. Let's see. Wish there's a way to like tell them, hey guys, auto plant trees.
Awaiting your
All right,
command.
dear.
Or actually leave you guys around here so that you're close to any hot spots. Let's see. Firewood's gonna take some time to really catch up. But they're making it. Next one in is the herbalist den, which needs some space. That's not enough space because you have to build. That's enough space. Oh, ooh. Yeah, I like that down here. Cool. Because you have to build the herb fields, so you need some space. Don't want to take. There we go. Usually don't need a lot because you need a very large population for the disease outbreak to become a significant hindrance. Usually a single herb field and a single herbalist is enough to stockpile, because unlike most of these other resources that get used continuously, the potions from the
Construction
herbalist don't
completed.
get used continuously. They only get used during an outbreak.
All right, dear.
A building has been constructed.
Okay, so I got our herbalist set up. That will slowly start to... I got a 4-leaf clover. Slowly start to filter into here, where you'll see the potions. Okay, so I think we are getting pretty good. We need more people, because although we might have 7 people free, that's because we have the windmill shut down. Once we turn that back on, that's 8 people. That means we're already 1 person short of turning the windmill back up to full. Next thing we're going to need is
Our
an
woodcutters
actual
need to saw more planks before we can do that.
blacksmith, because we're again working on the barracks, so we need the blacksmith going. But apparently our woodcutters are not keeping up the demand. Increase your production of firewood by 5, production of plank. So we need
Construction
try that.
completed.
But every time I've done it before, always ends up not changing any of this. But this is my first time. Oh, disease is broken out. Oh, wow.
Move
Right
along.
away.
Do we have any medicine?
Settlers have arrived looking for
That's
a
not
fresh
good.
start.
How's the herbalist guy coming? It's gonna take some time, isn't it?
New settlers have arrived.
Darn. I hope they don't die from the disease. That kind of suck. Anyways, so you see, we've researched. Where is it? Forestry, right? Increase the production of firewood by 5. Yet, right here, firewood is still at 10. It has not changed at all. It should be 15 if it's working right. That's why I genuinely don't bother with the upgrades, but rather focus on increasing the tier and putting more people in. I only bother with upgrades if my money is just overflowing and I don't know what to do with it. Because if you have good resource generation and you don't need to lean too heavily on the marketplace, then you will actually have more money than you know what to do with. Can we buy medicine? No, we can't. Damn, we got a lot of bread. That is a lot of bread. Okay. So we got 12 people now. Definitely enough to restart the windmill. But what we really want to make is this mine. And I need more stone. We will do windmill at half.
Really? My pleasure.
Busy, busy, busy.
There. It's going to be half full. Because of... we don't need to put it at max yet because look at how much flour we have. And look how much bread we have. Like, we are going to be good on that for a long time. Really want to get this upgraded too, but I just don't have... Let's see, I got 100 stone. I think I can bring it now. Blacksmith, cool. You can see,
Ready for
we're
battle!
gonna explore this first. This is the closest mine, but then the second mine is over here, and that's you would want both if you know, you got your barracks fully up and running, and you got like 12 guards and ballistas and stuff.
For
Bears.
honor and glory!
I like the new targeting. It's quite helpful. This is why you usually want to send somebody, either a single peasant who you don't mind losing, or you send your combat force in first to exploring new areas, because you never know what might be hiding there. And if you just put down a building, your peasants will run into potentially a trap and get all wiped out, and that sucks.
Be right there, darling.
Okay, that looks pretty well explored. You just build this right outside. Again, you want it to be really close to that.
Standing ready!
And now wait for that to get built. Then that'll get us some iron ingots coming in, as well as finally unlock the ability to actually craft
Okay.
armor and weapons. Yep, we are getting quite built up now. Got quite a lot of stuff going. We got only 40 people, but already this is being quite nicely built up. Alright, let's check for places where we can
Building
use more
completed.
efficiency, right? Hunting lodge has 2. So we got 20. We have raw meat. We have meat pies. So this might be enough here, where we have enough hunters. We certainly have enough butchers. Our flour to bread ratio, we could probably hire another baker, and we might, but we have so much of both. It's kind of gratuitous at this point. 43 bolts to 207 clothing. That means that we could probably get away with another tailor. 10 herbs to 1 lesser medicine potion. That's actually a really bad ratio. Since we're starting to get more outbreaks, normally I would just have 1.
Okay.
But that's because if I'm really planning ahead, not getting too many attacks, then I would have multiple. Um, I'd already have the herbalist den built before disease started, meaning I'd have like a stockpile of 100. But because of the new rating system they've implemented, I've been more on my toes. I've kind of been neglecting that somewhat. So that
Be
is
right there,
why
darling.
we're actually having a shortage, when normally we wouldn't be. Okay. Firewood is still a problem. Yes, you will be dealing with firewood forever. It's always is a problem. This needs 400 planks, 200 stone. That'll be a lot. You can manually convert your planks to firewood, um, but that's only useful if you have a lot of planks and not a lot of gold.
What now?
As you can see, I have quite a bit of
building has
gold,
been constructed.
so I'm gonna go with 100 firewood just to keep people happy for now. Building constructed. It's probably. Oh no, what's that? What about my mine?
Okay.
Get 2 people to start. Cool.
Ready to serve.
Now something I haven't engaged in before
Double time.
was
Right
coming
away.
down to the necropolis and interacting with it because, well, it wasn't complete. Now in the patch notes, it actually says if you interact with the necropolis before interacting with Kenny and finishing him off, what is this? Okay. Never seen messages pop up before. But, so yeah,
What
now
would
if
you
you
have
go
me
to
do?
Necropolis before you confront Kenny, you actually get a different scene.
All right, dear.
So that's what I'm gonna try to do now. Get this all explored. Man, they're really chugging through that firewood. I even bought them another thing of firewood, and they're still just chugging through it. Uh-oh. Enemies. Spiders. The spiders have quite a bit of ways to go, so we're gonna keep going this.
With
Busy, busy,
honor.
busy.
hmm Can't get in that way, okay.
At once.
Be right there, darling.
Zombie, but not doing anything. Alright, we're gonna go check out the desecrated cathedral. So it's an actual portal that's taking us to a different map. I believe our previous map is essentially on pause.
With honor.
Oh, I can't bring in my...
You skeleton 137, is it? 192. I I don't really care. Why aren't the machines running? I didn't raise you from the dead to sit and be pretty.
Don't know if you can hear that in the background, but that's interesting. I've never actually been in here. Okay, everyone's just standing around.
'Tis an honor.
What the? Whoa!
What's this? A foolish mortal come to hound Mordric, gatekeeper of the Plane of Shadows? Or a new customer, perhaps, here to settle our fine wares? Come now, step forth and let yourself be known. Impressive, but I can't help but notice the shoddy footwear you have on. You must be a new customer, no? We seem to be experiencing a minor production delay. It's so difficult to reanimate workers from lost souls and rotted bones. Say, maybe we could strike a deal? If you get my machines up and running again, I'll see you get the very next pair, with extra sparkle. Sweeten the deal. How about this? We keep the original deal, and I don't disavow you and use you to make limited edition sandals. Is that sweet enough? Take this engine room key, go and find Brom, he'll know what to do, and tell that worthless bag of bones to hurry up.
Well then. That was funny. This is pretty cool looking. This door's barred shut. This door is locked. Ah, here we go.
Onward!
Holy shit, that's kind of annoying. Do you really have to chatter your teeth like that? Interesting. Well, that is some cute,
Double
humorous
time!
dialogue. Let me guess, this gear is gonna be like right around here. No? These look like gears. Maybe. Another door.
Orders
Conveyor belt.
received.
Skeletons. I do not know what those are. Huh. You can break these. Smashy, smashy. Smashy, smashy, good. Money.
As you wish.
Where am I supposed to find the gear? I wonder. More smashy, smashy. Oh my gosh, that is the most bored looking skeleton I've ever seen. Wow. Hey, these are all going... Oh. That seems kind of pointless. Seriously. Your job is pointless. What the hell? It's not like you're sorting them for good or bad or something. Hey, what do you know? Your gear.
Tally ho!
back so soon. My. With the machines up and running again, my coffers will once again be as they were meant to be, overflowing. Here are the sandals I promised, with a little extra magic added. I may have need for someone of your caliber around here. If you're looking for work, speak to Lilith in the office.
Cool. Completed a quest. Get magic slippers. They just give armor. Okay.
As you command.
I wonder where the office is. No, that's locked too. And that's as a dead end. Oh, I guess this is it.
By your leave.
You were there when I dealt with that bandit scum, weren't you? You must be the one that fixed the generator.
Slightly incorrect.
Rom mentioned that you were rather insensitive about his inability to speak. Hurt his feelings again and I will rip off your arms and strangle you with them.
Nice.
Now that we've established personal boundaries, there's something I need your help with. A group of meddling glade folk have been attacking our Everbloom harvesters. Needless to say, we can't afford further delays in production. These tree-hugging glade folk need to disappear before they become a problem. Oh, Brom, my love. He was taken from me by a group of bandits long ago. Yes, the same bandits you were after when we first met. That is what happens to those who harm Brom, physically or emotionally. Remember that. Meet me on the surface and we'll go talk to them. Nicely, of course. Bring something sharp.
Ooh, that was a nice armor upgrade. Cool. Probably all that's in here.
Mine is to obey.
Cool. So, I always ended up getting so stumped on actual building out and constructing the village because of its incomplete mechanics and, you know, difficulty finding areas to build out that I never actually progressed on any of the quests. It kind of works out that because I never progressed the quests, I don't really know what they fully involve, and now that I'm finally checking them out, they're actually so supposedly completed.
Quick march.
So it kind of works out both
Oh,
ways. Oh, I need to meet Lilith near the glade, so exploring. Probably nothing here. Let's see. Everything looks good. Happiness 12. Wow.
Tally ho!
That's really good,
Be
actually.
right there, darling.
That's pretty great. Get away with a lot. Cool. Well, with this, we can now call the Necropolis area fully explored.
Mine
Cool.
is to obey.
You know, I'm curious now. Now that I've done that first, I wonder what Kenny will say. Yeah, let me go do that. Check out what Kenny has to say then. Because in the original, when you go visit Kenny, because you couldn't visit Necropolis first, you would see Lilith there. She would tell Kenny that if he doesn't get the hides to make the shoes, that she was going to kill him, which is why he's so insistent on getting hides from this small little village, because it's literally his hide on the line. Haha. So now that I've talked with her first, supposedly she's not going to pop up. So we'll see.
Right away.
Although, if she's the one who killed her husband, and she went through all the effort to learn necromancy
Something's not
in
right.
order to bring back her
You men wait
husband,
here, in case more of
why
Kenny's
would she
lackeys show up
work
without warning
with
me.
Kenny?
I
Why
bet
wouldn't
he'll
she
end up with
just
a can of whoop-ass on his
immediately
first
kill
course.
him upon finding him, you know? Why try to conscript him into working? I understand it's more
Orders
psychological because, you know, scaring the shit out of him. But seriously, if you're going so far to resurrect your husband with necromancy and allying yourself with some demigod lich or something from another plane of existence, pretty sure you'd be willing to kill the person who murdered your husband.
As you command.
Apparently, I can only do these alone. Can't actually bring any guardsmen with me, or guardswoman. I do like how every job has both a male and female version. Now, if you wanted to, you could, for example, segregate and put all the girls as tailors, or all the girls as
Double time.
woodworkers, or huntresses, or whatever. But I like how it's given up to you.
Forward.
Well, you guys will stand no chance because I'm level 5 with some probably decent loot. Now, what is this? A hammer. Cloth. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. A ring, but it doesn't do anything. Loot barrels. Ooh, 300 gold. Wow.
By your leave.
Wow, I am just like rolling in this stuff now.
For honor! Who wants some?
Sapphire ring, but it doesn't actually do anything. Lucky horseshoe doesn't do anything, no? I wonder, can I just... Yeah. Flower, lucky horseshoe, undead amulet, ogre tooth, mead, and some gold.
As you wish. Time to die!
As you can see, Sir Gregory is quite overpowered with a couple of levels of experience points.
I don't know, sire. He seems rather dubious. Why is he all locked up like a criminal?
Just because he's in prison in a sketchy cage doesn't mean that he's not a person of integrity. For
My
shame.
apologies, my liege. I'm sure this strange-looking fellow has a perfectly legitimate reason for his incarceration.
A grublin. Just because I'm a thief doesn't mean I would behave like a common brigand. Release me and I give you my word not to steal from you. Besides, from the look of it, you would be too easy. Dun 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 dun! I have my first additional hero with all his abilities and stuff. Cool.
Tis an honor.
There we go.
We shall engage.
What's this? So, shuriken throw, eviscerate. Doesn't actually have any heals. James strength. Looks like his abilities aren't fully fleshed out. Damn. I was like, that looks like a trap. Yeah, it was a trap. Cool.
At once.
Level up. So it says strength is best for him, but being a thief, I'm gonna give him agility.
Standing firm. Quick march.
Ah! Uh-oh, he died. Whoops. And he's back.
With honor.
Well then. Cool. Wow, so much loot. Dire... Oh, tower shield. 46, but it looks cooler, so I'll take it anyways. Dire helm. Cool. Clever cloth belt. Scale belt. Ruby choker. Leather. Ice finger. Huh. Doesn't say who it's usable by. Nice little upgrade there. Cool. Don't know what it does, but I'm equipping it anyways. Because why not? And I don't know if I can actually give you anything because I don't think I have much on me. That would qualify as a knife. But I can always give you leather stuffies. Okay. Maybe you won't die as badly.
At the ready.
Oh, cool. There's a level up. Let's
Tis
do this.
an honor.
Look at that badass sword. Oh, shit.
Attack!
Oh, shit. Nice teamwork. Yeah, that sword's kind of badass looking, isn't it? Yep.
As you command.
And let's see. Kind of want to explore, make sure we get the whole thing for all the goodies, because once you complete the quest in here, there's really no incentive to return.
And so to battle.
Because you'll kind of be just, done with it.
By your leave.
So there is incentive to clear the whole thing out at once.
Arm yourselves. Today you die horribly.
So much loot.
For honor.
It's a good combination. The power slam with the shuriken throw, because they're both AoE attacks. Do them together and are guaranteed to kill these guys.
At once. Who
Want some?
Because there's really no... There's a map here, but it's kind of hard to, read. It's hard to tell if you're exploring additional areas, or if you're getting closer to the cutscene, or if you're going in circles.
Shall not pass!
Whoa, what is that? Oh, sweet. Actually got some kind of cool looking functional gear, huh? Well, that's nifty. Cool. Now Sir Gregory is even more OP, and he also leveled up. Let's work on mind, because I really like being able to use my abilities faster. And we have random stuff for you, I guess. Or maybe. Cool. Okay, so not a lot of random stuff, because you can really only use cloth.
Today you die.
Let's see, so we already explored that and all of this, so let's check this out. What was that?
With honor. Attack! As you wish. To victory!
This place is huge.
Orders received.
Okay, I think that covers it. The only area left we haven't done is here. So let's double check again on the way back. I don't think we missed. Whoa, Treebane. Epic, huh? Wow. Lots of interesting gear. Some of it quite useful. Treebane is going to be only so useful because usually you don't have woodcutters in your party. Oh, want. Interesting.
Mine is to obey.
Huh. Now they said Lilith wasn't going to be here, but sure enough, here she is. So I guess it's not complete.
Who? Why?
Oh.
Kenny, you remember me, don't you? Or maybe you remember my husband Brom before you killed him and burned down our farm.
What? No, that was accident. Never supposed to. No, please, you don't understand.
Enough talking! Your pitiful life is over and your soul will soon be another worker for the factory. Welcome to your eternity.
No! She killed Kenny. That's actually quite convenient. Well, hello there. I'm both worried and intrigued by the efficient manner in which you dispatched our quarry. Can I interest you in a pint at the tavern?
No, you cannot.
A walk down by the river?
No.
Perhaps a simple...
If you make one more suggestion, I will rip out your tongue and feed it to you.
You certainly have quite the imagination. Perhaps another time, then. Which isn't a suggestion so much as a statement. Yes, I am stating perhaps another time.
While I don't appreciate your friend's advances, I do appreciate that you didn't intervene while I dealt with a personal matter. We could use someone with your level of discretion. Talk to Mordric at the factory if you're interested in making some money.
Well, it seems that Kenny buggered himself, saving me the job. I wonder what kind of job that intriguing woman is offering. Perhaps we should investigate, if only so she has the pleasure of seeing me again. I feel like we really hit it off there.
Okay, then. So, despite going to the factory first, it's made no difference at all in the cutscene. Interesting.
Onward!
Well then, that, while interesting, is kind of a bit lame how it didn't acknowledge the fact that I already met up with Lilith earlier.
Double time!
Whoa.
Greetings, village people. I represent the esteemed leader of the Glade Folk, Queen Nara. Our spies have informed us that our despicable neighbors have contacted you about working with them. The Withering Dead are a pox on the land and should be treated as such. We strongly advise you to ignore their request. You are cautiously invited to speak with Her Majesty in the Tangled Court to discuss possible cooperation. It is quite the honor to be called to the court. I would not keep her waiting.
Oh, cool. Hold on.
All right, dear.
Well then, now we have completed the first major portion of the quest. We've taken care of Kenny and the bandits, which will eliminate any future potential raids. Excuse me there. We'll still have to worry about spiders. You have to worry about spiders the entire game. They will never stop unless you build walls around your entire village, which is quite difficult to do, as you can see you run into continuous obstacles with actually setting that up. But you can be able to get either Lilith or Willow on your team as well. Willow can actually cast Resurrect on your fallen hero, bringing them back faster than the timer. And Lilith can just, I think, raise the dead somehow. Maybe making zombie minions or something. But all in all, we are well underway to a successful game. We have our village up and running. All our needs are being met quite nicely. Happiness is very high. We have a big supply of random items, plus efficiencies are pretty decent for everything. We don't really have any buildings that are vacant, and we only have 4 people that are unemployed. So it's a pretty good start. I'm going to end today's stream. Well, actually not stream, but a recording to YouTube. And we'll do a part 2 later where we finish all the other quests. And then that will be pretty much it. It's going to be a 2-part series because there's just not enough content to make it a 3. Alright then, have a great day.